My name is Kevin, and this is The Life Unfiltered. But today I'm just kind of showing you a day of my life, roughly, just because I've been jumping around quite a bit, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when I actually put everything together. On the road for about 6 hours today. I drove from where I work in Fernie, BC to Calgary, Alberta. When I was in Calgary, I actually bought the new, well, it's not new, but it's the Pocket 3, the Osmo, which I was very excited to get actually. And when I walked into Costco, it was literally first thing on the left, front, when you're walking in, it was there. And I was just like, the heavens opened up and the light shone down and I grabbed it. So after I got that, I actually went to a little park in Calgary there and took some shots with the camera just to kind of pan around a little bit and just get a kind of feeling for the camera. I tried to video a little bit more there, but it was just so windy that it wasn't really going to turn out, I don't think, very well. So we can use that for some B-roll maybe, depending. And now I'm back on the road to Fernie. So it's about 4:30 sorry, in the afternoon, and I don't know what the color's going to be like. The sun is so low this time of year and it's so bright on and off, so it's going to be changing quite a bit. But what I was going to do today is kind of share one of the chapters of my life that kind of sparked an interest and change to an extent where I started actually looking into health more, wellness, and now here I am today doing a vlog of sorts, which if it was back in 2019, I would have never expected this moment. But to be honest, I'm excited for it because I'm ultimately quite introverted as well, so I don't really talk, outside of work and stuff. So I don't really express myself in that way. And I honestly feel like this is going to be an outlet for me just to express, my day-to-days, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and share it with everybody out there. So I'm excited for that. But for now, back to my chapter. This chapter started in, I'd say, 2019. Well, it was October 2019. I actually quit my job as a carpenter, and I got on a plane and I flew to Vietnam. And once I got to Vietnam, I started searching for work there. It took a while, and I worked for cash as an English teacher. And that kind of changed who I was as well, because you don't go from introverted to teaching kids that are, in starting kindergarten up to grade 7 or so. I literally stood in front of the class and I just was screaming in my mind, what do I do? What do I do? They're going to eat me alive, basically. But once I got out of that feeling and just kind of opened up to them and started having fun with it, and I actually really started to enjoy being just a regular English teacher to all the kids. It was fun. Get to learn who they are, get to learn who I am, and just try new things, right? It was around a holiday, Tet holiday, and everybody leaves to go back to their province and their home area. And I went to Mune, and I was with somebody there, and we spent a couple days there. It was, fabulous. Good food, good beaches, relaxing. It was just a nice getaway. One night, however, I was on the motorbike back to the hotel, and as we were turning into the hotel, motorbike actually had his headlight burnt out and crashed right into the side of us. Broke my leg really bad. I just remember waking up on the ground, like, saying, you know, my leg's broken. I need to get to a hospital. Never passed out, thankfully. Reacted very well. I just knew that I couldn't do anything and I needed help. And so, fast forward a little bit, I won't go into all the gory details. I was in the hospital for a week in Vietnam. I didn't have insurance, so it was a public hospital, but they took really good care of me, to be honest, and I'm really thankful for the surgeons and the nurses that helped me. Then it was time to go home. Went home, couldn't work, so couldn't make money, couldn't pay rent, but I had enough saved up from when I was a carpenter, at least, to help me through it. I stayed there for, it was roughly another month. My brother and sister and mom, everybody helped book a flight back. And I came home in, I believe it was February, March in there. Some of the details are a little hazy now from 2019, but, and then once I flew home, I didn't have anywhere to stay because I gave up my apartment before I left, didn't have a job, didn't have anything. And then I stayed actually with my sister and her husband and her daughter. So I stayed there for, I think it was almost a year actually. That was good because I could spend time with my niece. We actually became really, really close because, I mean, I couldn't do anything else other than, you know, sit at home for the first while. So I just was able to hang out with her. Once after I was back for a while, I was actually on crutches for, like, I think it was about 15 weeks I was on crutches. So I couldn't do anything. It was trips back and forth to the doctor and the surgeon just to see how things were healing and progressing. Everything was healing pretty good, progressing well, still in lots of pain. I mean, it was pretty traumatic on the body. To be honest, mentally and physically. Sometimes I feel like the trauma's more mental because you just keep replaying things in your mind, like, you know, if I would have got up 5 minutes later, it wouldn't have happened. If I would have just had an extra glass of water at dinner, maybe it wouldn't have happened. Or if I stayed on the beach for another 5 minutes, this wouldn't have happened. But I actually fought with that for quite a while, but we'll get back into that later. I just felt worse and worse. And as time went on, longer and longer, I just didn't feel good. And every time I looked in the mirror, I didn't look good. So really started looking into how to heal more, what to do, and that's kind of how it's led us here. So yeah, that's a little bit about that story, where it got me to. But how did that accident spark interest? Well, fast forward from the accident, it was probably about a year and a half. I was able to walk again. Can't really run, but could walk and could walk with less pain. But I started looking into the mirror and just not really recognizing myself, not feeling like myself. So it kind of made me want to start going to the gym. It's a thought that I never thought I would have because previous times I never liked the gym. I thought it was just like a place where people went to get, work out and just kind of show their ego and that sort. But I thought, what the heck, I'll give it a try. I need to do something. I didn't know anything about the gym or lifting weights or cardio or anything like that, so I started slow. I actually went to Anytime Fitness membership and went once or twice, took a break just because I never felt comfortable and I didn't know what to do. It was awkward, it was weird, it was cold, it was hot, I don't know. It was just everything that I made up in my mind, right? So I just quit for a little bit, and then finally I got the courage, went back, and I just started doing cardio, on and off, thinking, if I can just walk, I'll be healthy. But that didn't really do it for a while. Did that for probably, about a month. Just kept kind of looking around, watching what people were doing, and just thought, one day maybe what the heck, I'll just start lifting some weights. So in the meantime, I found different podcasts, like I was listening to Mind Pump, and Sean Stevenson with the Model Health Show. Those two really, really helped me a lot. Kind of expand my knowledge to the gym and just overall health and wellness. If you haven't ever watched them or heard them, I would definitely check them out. I remember the one trainer, I just asked for a little bit of help one day when I was there. And when I started doing squats even, I just started with the barbell, and I remember it being so painful. The next day I was so sore, but you start honestly with just 45 pounds on your back with the barbell, and then each day progressively I got stronger. I got stronger way faster, I should say. Week by week, it was noticeably different. And as it progressed, I noticed that my body felt better, my mind felt better, my leg felt better, it got stronger. Fast forward to today, I feel like if I didn't find the gym, I don't know where I would be, because it's helped me progress so much. So if you're out there and you just need that motivation, just give it a try. Things will guide you on the way that they're supposed to. It just takes time. The world has a funny way of making things work and just happen. So your story could be like mine, where you just start going slowly, and then all of a sudden you just get more comfortable and you try an extra couple things, and you just keep working up the courage to try and do more and more and more until you notice a difference, like I did. I mean, I'm so grateful for the way I feel now. It was kind of a lot of rambling, but hopefully I made some sense to you as I'm driving back to Fernie. Update, sitting in my truck, just parked. Came back from Calgary, so now I'm going to head upstairs, warm up some food now that it's 7:15, sit down, and I think just relax, watch some TV, and that's it. And then it's time to edit and see if I can cut all this stuff today for my first kind of vlog / I don't know what to call it, to be honest. So, and then we'll post it hopefully tomorrow, and on to the next one.